What's up YouTube, it's SakumaZombie125 coming at you with a new deck profile on the September 2011 Yu-Gi-Oh format. I'm using a Chaos, Synchro, Tengu mix, Chaos Plants, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it Chaos Plants because it's what I'm most used to. Yeah, basically I've had a bit of a dry patch in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just basically I couldn't really get a good zombie deck together, even though I really wanted to perfect the zombie recipe. I just couldn't get a right build together. So recently, I've just gone back to Chaos Plants, and it's been fantastic. I've only actually finished constructing this deck last night, so yeah, I'll just get on to the recipe. First of the monsters, we've got BLS. The main boss monster of the deck. You can just pop that out so easily. Yeah, it's just basically a fantastic monster, double attacks, all that, really good. Gauze, staple defense, 2 Caius. You'll see why I've got 2 Caius. Well, obviously it's standard to have 2 Caius in a deck like this, but see why. We've got 3 reborn Tengus. These aren't actually mine, they're my dad's, but he's allowed me to borrow them while he's playing around with Dark Worlds, so that's good. So it's had a lot more speed to the deck, which is good. Next up we've got Eren, Lightsworn Monk. Main reason for that, it's I don't have Lila, so keep that in for now, but it's really good when your opponent's on defense, so you can take good advantage of that, and it mills, it's a light, so it's good fodder for BLS. Next is the One Debris. Really good card still. I'm not playing it as often, but when I usually do, it's usually going into stuff like Iron Chain. I can't afford stuff like Orient Dragon. Oh, by the way, before I continue, this is a budget. This is a budget Chaos Plant deck, so if you're expecting anything like Tour Guides and stuff like that, sadly you're mistaken. This is more for the budget duels that can only afford like Tengus at the moment and stuff. Next up, Sangan, main like searcher for all the good cards in the deck. The one Lone Fire, searches all your plants out. Next up is a little tech choice of mine. I've got 2 Necro Gardener. I think there's a really good card in this deck actually. Just the fact of having it in your graveyard makes your opponent think twice about attacking, and it's a dark monster, it's good fodder, and there's a lot of milling going on in this deck, so loading it into the graveyard is not exactly rocket science. We've got the one Spore, really good tuner. You can go for multiple synchros with that, which I've really missed it actually. Next up is 2 Card Trooper. Again, really good card. You can just drop it first turn and go into 1900 beat stick. When it's destroyed, you draw a card. That's what I've really missed about it actually, the fact that you can just get a draw off it. You've got the one Dandelion, obviously tokens, synchro fodder, all that stuff. You've got the 2 Raikou, destruction, milling, light fodder for BLS. Really good card actually, really good card I think. We've got Gloat Bulb, obviously allows you to go into more synchros, Formula Synchro and all that. And lastly we've got the 2 Veiler, just very useful in this format. I usually tend to side out one of them because against certain decks like Dark Worlds and I think Agents as well. Yeah, so just continuing with the spells, I think that's 22 monsters. Obviously you need to have a heavy monster count because of all the milling you're going to be doing. This is a more traditional look at the deck, but you know, if you get Tour Guides, obviously you're going to do really well with it. Spells, we've got Book of Moon, anti-synchro, anti-excease, all that stuff. Charge, milling, helps get your Lightsworn card to hand quick. Got 1 Dark Hole, destruction, works well with Tengu. We've only got 1 Econ. I'd like to try a second, but not sure. I need to test the deck a bit more, but from what I can see with this card, this can prove really useful in the right spot. Fool's Burial loads the graveyard with anything that you need. Heavy Storm, Destruction, Mind control, good for basically ceasing, synchroing, all that stuff. Once Reborn, revival, really good. MST, we've got 2 of them. Yeah, basic spell and trap removal. I only run 2 in the main deck. I've got 1 in the side deck. We'll get onto that in a bit. 1 for 1, searches your spore, glow up bulbs, make good use of discarding. Part of Avarice, even though it's at 1, you can still make good use out of the reloading and drawing and all that. And I can't believe I've ever deviated from this deck, really. And lastly, the spells, we've got Scapegoat. Fantastic new addition to the deck. It's allowed for defense, it's allowed for use of econ. I'm thinking of going up to 2 econ now. I've got Scapegoat in the deck. For the traps, we've got Mirror Force. Yeah, just basic monster hate and all that. We've got the Solemn Judgment, really good. Anything really. We've got 2 warnings, more monster hate, and it's just a fantastic card. Ever since the tin came out, everyone's got their hands on one now. So we've got Torrential Tribute, more monster hate, works well with stuff like Trooper, Tengu, all that stuff. And finally we've got Dust Shoot. This deck's 41 cards, so it's 22 monsters and 19 spell and traps. So yeah, this is a really good balance actually. This deck's been working really well for me. Next we'll go on to the side deck after just going through all these tokens. Got the shoot tokens, we've got the Emissary Darkness, we've got the fluff tokens, all that jazz. Yeah. Those shoot tokens are like really old. We've got 1 DD Crow in the side deck. Really good against mirror matches, even Dark Worlds, to get rid of their graphers and all that stuff. It's just good against anything really. Most decks it's good against. Next up is the anti-Dark World card called Gemini Imp. This card has been on the look for ages in the basically in the game, because no one's really made use of Dark Worlds like they have now, and with this card you can negate their effect that would make you discard and you get to draw a card. And it's Dark Fodder, so it's even better for BLS and stuff like that. Kaiku, more graveyard hate, make sure that you it's good against anti-sides like DD Crow, because they can't remove stuff from your graveyard either, which is also a plus. One Puppet Plant, just because there might still be Gravekeepers, and there are the odd 6-Sam decks floating about, so this is just in apprehension. TK Ryo, I still only have 1, even though it is a common in the legendary collections. I've not had a chance to get my hands on one, but it's good against anything that searches, Pot of Duality, Pot of Duality, Thingy Pops, even the Snow and Dark World. Next on to the spells, we've got MST, Sector Destruction, Leeching the Light. Oh yeah, there's a lot of agent hate out there, but this is the main agent hate, because you can just leech off their attack points, like the card suggests. One Debunk, if I get a second I'm definitely running it. It's a fantastic card, it just works against anything like DD Crows, Veiler, Sangans. It could just, even Dark Worlds, this card can prove very deadly. Got 1 Dust Tornado, good destruction. Got 1 Gotham Z-Call, generic X-Sabers. I think they're still going to be around. Especially we've got some new support in the OCG, will be coming over soon. Next up we've got 2 Karma Cut. Mainly running Karma Cut over stuff like Deep Prison in the side deck, because there's a lot of cards in my deck that I like to discard, like Dandelion, Gloatbolt, Spore, even the Necro Gardener, so I thought this would be a better tech choice and would complement that better. So that's that. And Mind Crush, just for anything that searches and it's not Dark Worlds really, which is good. Mind Crush at 2 in Dark Worlds is just stupid. And lastly we've got the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, Anti-Darks, Anti-Dark Worlds, Anti-Grove Keepers, all that stuff. Just really good. Next, onto the extra deck, we've got our level 3 Xyz, which are Gunnosaurus and Leviathan Dragon. I don't have Leviair, wish I did. Definitely run Leviair over Gunnosaurus, but Leviathan, these two are good either way though. I've not really had much chance to Xyz, but still. Next up, we've got Utopia and Wind Up Zenmeister. I'm thinking of going up to 2 Utopia, but I kept Zenmeister in because I've got a few flip effects like Raikou that I could recycle using Zenmeister, which would be a good plus. Next is the one formula, good draw engine, synchro, all that stuff. Army Arm, really good. That allowed me to hold on against Dark Worlds. If I hadn't, I might have lost, but just having that card out is an extra 1,000 attack points on the monster, which is fantastic. We've got Catastor. I don't have a Hyper Librarian, I wish I did, but that's another story. Iron Chain Dragon, like I said, I don't have Orient Dragon, can't afford it, but I prefer this over. I think I prefer this over Orient Dragon just because it's packs more of a punch, and yeah, you can't get rid of stuff. You can't just pop stuff like Stardust Dragon, which is Stardust Dragon, any Synchro monster like Trishula, Brynak, Colossal Fighter, all that stuff. But still, I like Iron Chain. I would still have Orient Dragon now if I had it, but I don't. Next up is Brynak, pretty self-explanatory. Black Rose, same. Colossal Fighter, same. Scrap Dragon, really good in the deck. Two Stardust, just because I just like having two. It's just better to have that extra bit of protection, I think, in this deck that I can't. It's just a bit more stable, and because I don't have all the cards that would allow me to, like a high-powered version of this deck. And lastly, Trishula, which is just the most powerful Synchro monster in the game. And that's basically the deck. I hope you liked it. Again, it's still in the works. I've only tested it against Dark Worlds, and it seems to be working quite well. So yeah, I think it's really good. It's hard to believe that Chaos Plants are still, well, a Synchro deck in general is working. I think the only reason it's managed to keep going is through Tengus and tour guides. So even with just the Tengus in, a deck can be really good. So yeah, that's basically the deck. Also, I'm just updating you on the channel. Sorry I haven't made a video for a while. Like I said, I've been going through a bit of a dry patch and all the revision and homework that I've got to be doing. I'll probably be getting some new equipment for Christmas, so I'll be able to do a lot more. Like, I might get like a hypercam or something, record some stuff, record some drawing tutorials on Manga Studio, or make good use of I play Team Fortress 2, so I could show you a few of my spy gameplay. I'm not a fantastic spy, but maybe reviewing the gameplay or something, or just adding something a bit different to the channel because it's a bit specialised to Yu-Gi-Oh right now. But so we'll just keep it like that really, and some TF2 stuff. Tell me what you think. If you like, thumbs up this video. Also, there's debating this stuff on internet censorship in America, which could severely damage the internet as we know it. Stuff like YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff would be kaput if this bill was to get passed, and more advanced censorship. So, and sites like that guy with the glasses, if you watch the Nostalgia Critic or other stuff like that, wouldn't be allowed to exist anymore through this bill. So all your favourite stuff might get blocked or taken down off the web, which is really bad. There'll be a link in the video description. I've only got a couple seconds left, so basically that's it. See you later, YouTube. Peace.